Brilliance Audio presents A Different Dawn by Isabella Maldonado, performed by Roxanne Hernandez. 7-year-old Nina sat cross-legged on the floor with the others, breathless with anticipation. Every girl at the home envied Angelica, who was spending her final night at Russell House. Angelica had been chosen. 11 years old and willowy, with long coltish legs and skin fair enough to pass for white, Angelica had spent the past 3 months with a foster family who had decided to petition the court for adoption. The process would take many more months, but she would continue to live with her future family in the meantime. Today, Angelica had come back to Russell House to say goodbye to her friends, or bask in her superiority, depending on how she felt about you. According to Miss Brown, almost no one was adopted past the age of 10, yet Angelica had managed to defy the odds. She had been placed in foster care only 6 months ago, unlike Nina, who had never known her family. Nina privately wondered if prospective adoptive parents were told how long each child had been in the system. She pictured her photograph in a police-style mugbook, a tag beneath her with the word "Lifer" in bright red. On the other hand, maybe she could make a better effort next time she was placed in a foster home. Why did she have to be so curious, ask so many questions, poke around in things that weren't her business? If she'd known the teacher would call the police, she never would have brought the items in the shoebox her foster father stashed under his bed to school for show and tell. As Nina and the other girls sat in a semicircle around her, Angelica leaned forward in her chair, her words taking on a spooky tone. "This is the legend of La Llorona, the Wailing Woman." Little Samantha, who was only 5 years old, scooted closer to Nina. The girl's hazel eyes were already wide with fear, and Nina handed over her favorite plushie, a soft stuffed cheetah named Princesa, the only thing Nina could call her own. Samantha clutched the spotted toy cat in trembling hands as Angelica told the story. There once was a woman named Maria. She married a handsome man and had 2 children, but her husband loved their children more than her. One day, Maria caught her husband kissing another woman and realized he loved the other woman more as well. Another little girl, Caitlin, edged up to Nina's other side. Caitlin had what the social workers called special needs. To Nina's way of thinking, the only thing special Caitlin needed was protection from bullies. Nina thought Caitlin was super smart, even though some of the older girls like Angelica called her stupid. They teased Caitlin because she wasn't good at speaking. She stuttered and had trouble talking to the other kids, but she could add long columns of numbers in her head, knew how many jelly beans were in a jar without counting them, and had begun to study algebra last month when she turned 6. When Angelica arrived for her final visit earlier this evening, she had hidden Caitlin's new math book. Nina had snatched the brand-new cell phone Angelica's adoptive parents had given her, holding it over the toilet until she returned the stolen textbook to Caitlin. Nina draped an arm around Caitlin's small shoulders, comforting her as they listened to the rest of the tale. Maria grew angry, Angelica said, and a bit loca. She vowed to make her husband pay for cheating on her. To punish him, she drowned their children in the river. When she went home, her husband asked where the kids were, and she admitted she had killed them. Her husband got real mad at her, told her he could never be with her again until she found their children. Caitlin began rocking back and forth. Angelica's voice dropped to a stage whisper. Maria, sorry over what she had done and missing her lost children, drowned herself in the same river.